Cindy, you can start with the next question.
How has child abuse impacted your life?
When I was 7, I went into foster care, my sister and I. She's only 3 years older than me. And luckily, we weren't separated like most children are when they do go into the system. So for me, I never knew anything about foster care. I never knew anything about group homes or anything like that. So it was a completely blinding experience for me. I didn't know where I was going, who I was going to, what I was dealing with, anything. And I was only 7. So for me, it was extremely scary to be without my mother, who's all I've known for 7 years. And luckily, I was able to be strong enough to get through it.
Okay, pause. If you don't mind, we'll do that question again.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be word for word.
Okay.
Just answer it like you want to. But if you could try to be looking at Cindy.
Okay.
I know you had thoughts in your head at the same time.
Yeah.
And this is a process for sure. So,
Okay.
And just for the sake of process, we can ask the question again.
Okay.
And then actually pause for like 2 seconds before you answer.
Okay.
So after she stops talking, I have a break
Okay.
where I edit
Okay.
before your voice starts. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, here we go.
How has child abuse impacted your life?
When I was 7 years old, I went into foster care, my sister and I. She's only 3 years older than me. And prior to going into foster care, I didn't know anything about group homes or DFACs or anything like that because I was really sheltered when I was young. So going into an experience like that, luckily with her and not without her, I was strong enough to be able to deal with it for the time that we were there.
Excellent. I don't see why we should do that one again. Let's do the next one.
What led you to get involved with PCAHC for the prevention of child abuse?
I was asked by my internship coordinator at a friend's house in McDonough, Georgia. When I originally did my interview with her to be an intern, she asked me what was my drive and motivation behind coming there. So I shared my story with her, and it moved her so much that when they started discussing the event, she came and asked me to be a guest speaker, and I was more than honored to do it.
Okay, and again, just for the sake of options, that was fantastic, but if we could ask and answer that question one more time.
Okay.
And here we go.
What led you to get involved with Prevent Child Abuse Henry County or the prevention of child abuse?
When I started my internship at a friend's house in McDonough, my internship coordinator asked me what was my drive and motivation behind being an intern at a friend's house. And I told her my story of growing up in foster care and why I felt it was so important to give back to other children. And that's what prompted me to be a part of this event when she asked me to be a guest speaker.
Very good. And question 3.
How can an individual and or community support the prevention of child abuse?
I think it's most important to make the community aware of the different types and different signs of child abuse. Many people think child abuse is only physical, but it can also be emotional abuse, children feeling neglected or going without their personal needs. It's many different ways to abuse a child. So I think knowing the signs and the symptoms of child abuse is what's most important.
Okay, and again, if we can repeat that. Here we go.
How can an individual and or community support the prevention of child abuse?
For child abuse, I think the most important thing is awareness and learning the signs and the symptoms. Many people think child abuse is physical, and that's not the case. It can be emotional. It can make the child feel neglected or unwanted, or it can be them going without their basic needs. So I think the most important thing is educating people in the community on what those signs are.
Very nice. And number 4.
If someone out there listening is a victim of child abuse, what do you want them to know?
I want them to know that you do not have to be a victim of your circumstances. I dealt with child abuse from the age of 7 all the way up until I graduated high school at the age of 17. And even afterwards, starting college, I dealt with many things that I felt like a normal child shouldn't deal with. So I think it's important to use your situation as motivation for what you do going forward and to help someone else or do something different that someone didn't do for you.
that was so good, but again, just for the sake of options, if you wouldn't mind doing that again. Thank you.
If someone out there listening is a victim of child abuse, what do you want them to know?
I want them to know that they are not a victim. They are strong. They are intelligent. They are beautiful. They are positive. They can do anything that they put their mind to. It's not about what you went through. It's more of what you learned and how you came out of it. And I think for anybody who's listening, use it to your advantage and push to be better and to be stronger and help those who don't have the same help that you had or that you wish you had when you were dealing with it.